It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Quick reminder, all of the lore and information, storyboards, etc. are from nextersglobal and Hero Wars webpage, as well as in-game content, which I'll link below. And any stat and skill information that is not from in-game content that I show is from Dan Buccini's Dan Butch Casting Hero Wars guide, which I will also link below. Thanks. Graven, the city of dark elves, lies far to the east among lifeless mountains. Being related to each other, dark elves and light elves have been long locked in an uncompromising struggle. The dark clans threaten to conquer all enemy lands, including Reversar, the main citadel. Darkstar always stood out among other dark elves, thanks to her light skin and silver hair. And it worried the girl. Men and women always avoided her, politely but deliberately. Blaming it all on her different appearance, Darkstar dreamed of only one thing, to be like the rest of her kind. She tried dyeing her hair and skin, but it was of no use. One day, the Supreme Mother Amana summoned the girl and said, "You're cursed, child, and that's the work of the mages of Riversar. Eliminate the Sentinel, lift the curse, and you'll become one of us." Darkstar knew that Riversar's Sentinel was a magical artifact that made the Citadel impregnable for the Dark Elves. It had been created several centuries ago by the greatest of the Light Ones, and not a single of their enemies had managed to break through its spell. How could she obtain something like this? She'd never even seen Light Elves before. Early in the morning, Darkstar was summoned by the Council of Mothers and learned that a weak point had been found in Riversar's defenses. The council told her that an army or a squad would make too much noise, and so Darkstar was offered the opportunity to obtain the artifact herself. She agreed immediately, of course, as it was her only chance to become normal. At the agreed upon time, the girl crossed Riversar's magical border. The mothers were right. The Sentinel didn't notice her. Using a map drawn by her kin, Star got through to the heart of the city, located the artifact, and smashed it to pieces. And at that very second, an army of dark elves entered the enemy territory, leaving mayhem in their wake. An hour later, the attackers' leading squad reached Riversar's walls. Darkstar gazed into a big mirror, her eyes dim, her appearance completely unchanged. She was starting to understand. And when a squad of light elves broke in, it all became clear. Darkstar didn't look like the other dark elves because she wasn't one. She was a light elf. She'd been stolen as a child to become a light elf that could destroy the Sentinel and open Riversar to the dark clans. Too cruel to be true. When Star came to her senses, fights were breaking out all over the place. Thousands of warriors clashed in a deadly battle. Since she was the cause of the bloodshed, she had to put an end to it. Betrayed by her own kind, Darkstar made a desperate choice. Fueled by rage and recklessness, the girl rushed towards her target. Blood gushed out of Mother Amana's neck. Darkstar didn't look away. She watched the life seep out of the woman who had ruined her. The death of the Dark Elf leader turned the tides of the battle. The attackers retreated, and Darkstar stayed in Riversar. But, having destroyed the Sentinel, she became an outcast among the Light Elves as well. The Riversar court pardoned Darkstar, taking into account the role she played in the defense. But she was ordered to leave the city immediately. Paladin Aurora expressed some motherly attention towards the outcast and presented her to the Guardians. Since then, Darkstar has had a home and real friends, but the pain of betrayal has never left her. So, how do you get Darkstar? There's a couple of ways that you can get her hero soul stones. So, let's touch on those real quick. It is entirely possible that Darkstar is a forced given hero early on in the campaign on the Facebook version. I think whenever I was loading my second account, I got her completely out of a bonus chest. I think like you get a special golden chest 8 hours after you start the game. It's one of those triggers to suggest you to come back and check, come back and play the game again in 8 hours for free loot, which is smart on the developer's part. But I think she's guaranteed to get out of that chest. I could be wrong. I absolutely could be wrong. I might have just gotten her out of a heroic chest. But as you can see, there are two ways to get her soul stones. First of all, you can get her soul stones from the heroic chest. She's one of the listed heroes that you can get her soul stones for out of the daily chest. So that's kind of cool. And also you can buy her fragments at the arena shop. So you can buy 5 soul stones for 500 arena coins. And if you do well in arena, and you can see that I have, 3,200 arena coins, it's because I usually don't spend them too much. I'm not a big fan of any of these heroes. Then this would be the prime opportunity to prime opportunity to get her soulstone. I'm sorry, get her soulstones. Wow. There are ways to game the arena system in order to get more and more arena coins, which I can cover in another video if you guys want. But that's the two ways to get Darkstar heroic soulstones. Of course, there's also weekend events that you can get access to, or the monthly daily rewards. The monthly daily rewards. You guys know what I mean. In the special events tab, the daily bonuses. And this month it's King Mao. She could pop up in here as well. So, yeah. Okay, so welcome to Darkstar. Let's cover her a little bit. This light elf archer. So first of all, she's a marksman / control. This is kind of important. She's definitely a damage dealing hero. However, she does have some control tendencies, which makes her an interesting choice for your team. She loses out a little bit on the damage department because of her control abilities. So. Kind of makes up for it. But her main hero stat is agility, being an archer, and she fights at the back line like other mages and support heroes. Let's briefly talk about her skills. Her gray skill, her activated ability, is Black Arrows. This ability is based on physical attack. And this ability shoots 2 arrows at a distant targets, damaging and stunning them for 3 seconds. This is one of the abilities that matters based on hero level, not skill. It does do some damage, but the main portion of this skill being the stun, it's going to do a little bit less damage than other heroes' ultimate abilities. This is going to be good for hitting the healers in the back to stop some healing, hitting the mages in the back to stop some of the damage. Good solid ability. Her green ability is Vengeful Souls. Darkstar uses sonic waves to slow and deal damage to rivals. This one doesn't have a location, close enemies or far enemies, so I think it actually hits everyone. I'm not sure. You can see I don't have it unlocked. I apologize. I believe it only hits the front line now that I think about it, but you can see that it's affected by physical attack as well. But again, the ability is more for the slow than it is the damage. And you can see this one isn't affected by hero level, so kind of important there. Her blue ability is called Control, and this is the interesting ability that I think Darkstar has. I think this is why a lot of people use Darkstar in their teams. So Control forces the nearest target to fight on the caster's side for 4 seconds. This is success chance lowered if the target's hero level is above a certain number. So again, level matters more than physical attack, more than agility, more than the hero color promotion level, the star level. The actual level of this hero matters more. And then finally, the Violet ability. After every shot, Darkstar creates a shadow that attacks the next enemy, dealing damage based on physical attack. So another physical attack-based ability. The Shadow's arrow deals 25% of damage. So she kind of multiplies her damage in this way. And this is one of the ways that she can actually ramp up her damage-dealing capabilities. She's still not going to be as much damage as Ginger or Kira, or Kark or Ju, somebody, one of the other hitters. But she does hold her own pretty well. With skins, she's got 3, and in my opinion, one of the coolest looking skins in the game, the Nordic Skin. So first of all, her standard default skin is basic agility, and her Nordic Skin is her dodge skin. Probably the least effective, the least important skin to get, even though it's the coolest looking in my opinion. So I would probably, unfortunately, buy this skin first, just for the look. But being in the back line, she's not hit by physical attacks that often. So dodge doesn't really help her too much. It will absolutely help, but not as much as if she was on the front line like Ju or Ishmael or Kark. And finally, the Spring Skin, which is kind of cool as well. Kind of a druid, elven, she's an elf, but this is a physical attack skin. So this would be the first one that I would buy to upgrade her physical attack. A lot of her abilities are based on physical attack, so there you go. Excuse me. Her glyphs, she's got physical attack, she's got health, she's got armor penetration, she's got dodge, and she's got agility. So I would level armor penetration first, being that she's a damage dealing hero. I would probably also do physical attack and agility side by side, and then dodge and health last. Okay. So armor penetration, physical attack and agility, I would level them up equally. Probably agility first because it affects physical attack more than straight physical attack. And then health and dodge. Dodge is interesting. Of course, Gift of the Elements, her primary stat is agility. And finally, her artifact ability. Get in here and take a look. So she's a flat physical attack increase. She's really great for your physical teams. If you had if you're doing a Kira based team or a Kark based team, she'd be really handy. She'd be definitely a benefit to the group. You could do like an Astaroth, Kira, Nebula, Darkstar, Martha, and probably do pretty well. Plus physical attack. So Alchemist's Folio, her book, armor penetration, great artifact to level up, and physical attack, of course. And then finally, the ring is always going to be the primary stat of agility. All right, so let's talk about the stats a little bit. Her max power on Facebook completely maxed out, skins, artifacts, etc. She's actually 29th out of all the heroes, but we know that max power isn't everything. She is, like I mentioned, a backline hero. She is an agility hero, and in agility, she is the 10th ranked hero in the agility stat. She's 11th in physical attack and 11th in armor, which is kind of interesting. And then for her non-essential stats like intelligence and strength, she's in the 20s and 30s there. So low magic defense, low health, decent armor. She's supposed to be relying on her dodge, given that one of her 3 skins is a dodge skin. And in fact, I believe her max dodge is 7,226, which isn't quite enough, actually. She's got a good amount of armor penetration at 22,740. That's Darkstar's stats in a nutshell. No crit chance, so she probably needs to get that from another hero. No vampirism. Good to stick back there in the back with Dorian. So how would I use Darkstar? I think for my team, I'd probably put her in a physical heavy team. I'd probably use Astaroth, Kira, Nebula, Darkstar, and then Martha. That would be my first guess. And I think I would swap out Darkstar for other heroes based on the need. And what I mean by that is if you're going up against some tanks that are you're having trouble getting past the tanks, or if you're going up against a hero that's acting like a tank. In some situations, a lot of the twins teams will use Krista as the tank and not go with a classic tank. In that instance, if you could turn Krista and have her attack her own team, that would be huge. Using Darkstar's ability. But if you were going up against, say, a Ziri or an Astaroth, maybe even a Galahad as a tank, turning them to fight their team wouldn't be as effective. Some people use Ishmael as their primary tank, and turning Ishmael would be huge. Some people use Cleaver. Turning Cleaver would be huge. If Cleaver could hook his own backline forward so that the rest of your physical attack team could knock him down, that'd be great. I'd probably actually use Dorian. No. I'd use Martha for the speed up ability. Her attacks are kind of slow. So, that's what I would do. I would not use her in a main team. I'd probably rotate her in and out based on who I was attacking.